Jatra is an annual festival that is celebrated every year for 8 days beginning from the day of Bhadra Shukla Dwadasi, that is the 12th day of moonlit fortnight of the Bhadra month, to Ashwin Krishna Chaturthi, the 4th day of dark fortnight of Ashwin month according to Vaidika Hindu lunar calendar. Bhagavan Indra is the king of heaven and god of rain, and Jatra means procession. Thus, Indra Jatra is a celebration of thanksgiving to Indra. Indra Jatra is called Yeya in Nepal Bhasha, that is Newari language. Ye means Kathmandu and Ya means celebration in Nepal Bhasha. Together it means celebration inside Kathmandu. The celebrations consist of two events, Indra Jatra and Kumari Jatra. Indra Jatra is marked by masked dances of deities and demons, displays of sacred images and tributes honor of Bhagavan Indra, the king of heaven. Kumari Jatra is the chariot procession of the living goddess Kumari. There are a number of stories on Indra Jatra. According to the most famous story of Kathmandu Valley, God Indra, the ruler of heaven and also the controller of clouds and storm, once came to Kathmandu Valley for the white parijat flowers, which grow abundantly in Kathmandu Valley, but were not to be found in heaven. He needed the parijat flowers as his mother, named Dakini or Vasundhara in local legends, had asked him to bring them for some rituals during peace. Indra descended to the earth in the search of the flowers for his mother. While he was trying to take the flower, the owner of the widow caught him and kept him in the captivity, blaming that he stole the flowers. He was imprisoned in Kathmandu and was not allowed to go back from there. After a long missing of Indra, his mother was worried and came to earth to look for him. She finally found him as requested and to let him go. Only after the villagers realized who they were, they agreed to free Lord Indra to put forward a condition. According to the condition, Lord Indra should come to the earth every year during the very time of the year, and he will be displayed as a prisoner for 7 days. Also, the farmers made Dakini promise to provide them with enough dew during the winter for better productivity. The villagers also ensured that Dakini would take the deceased member of their family to the heaven with her. Thus, the festival of Indra Jatra expresses the gratitude towards Lord Indra and Dakini for coming harvest in faith that the harvest will be decent and there will be timely rainfall. Similarly, the festival also remembers the deceased members of the family. Such famous legends in Kathmandu behind Indra Jatra seem related to Puran period. The Puran, Indra is the title of King of Heaven. The name of President Indra Purandhara is who will be succeeded by Bali. Another version of the story relates Indra Jatra with the encounter of Indra with the then Nepali king Yalambar and some agreement between them. This account considers Akasha Bhairava as the representation of Yalambar. King Yalambar is considered contemporary to Sri Krishna and is believed that they met each other during the time of Mahabharata war. This indicates that Indra Jatra is at least 5,000 years old tradition. Meanwhile, some others say that King Gunakamadeva started the tradition of Indra Jatra to honor the establishment of the Kathmandu city in the 10th century. According to some scholars, Indra Jatra is as old as Vedic civilization. God Indra is described in the Ved as well as the Puran. In the Ved, Indra is described as all-powerful god, just like Agni, Savita, hosting the flag of Indra called Indra Jatra is one of the major Vedic festivals. And ancient Sanskrit text Natya Shastra shows that Indra Jatra was very popular at that time. As Nepal is an inheritor of Vedic civilization, the festival has been continued as Indra Jatra. The stories on Indra Jatra may have different accounts, but all of them represent a very strong bond between God Indra and Kathmandupis. Along with Indra, the devotees also worship Bhairav, Ganesh, Kumari. In fact, Indra Jatra is one of the most exciting and revered festivals of Newar community of Kathmandu Valley. Indra Jatra begins with the erection of a wooden pole made of pine at Basantpur Square in front of the old Hanumandoka Palace. In other words, the erection of the ceremonial pole called Yoshin or Linga in Kathmandu Darbar Square is the starting of the festival. This event is called Yosin Thanegu. The linga is a pole made of pine wood which is specially brought all the way from forest near Nala, a small town which is in east of Kathmandu. For the pole raising ceremony, hundreds of spectators gather at the palace square on the surrounding temples. The chariot of Kumari, the living goddess, is taken out in procession through the main streets of Kathmandu. Masked dancers known as lakhe take to the streets among every evening accompanied by loud drums. The processions, masked devotees and the dances like Majipa Lakhe, Pulu Kisi, Devi Pyakha, Mahakali Pyakha are the major attractions of the festival. To display the present condition of Lord Indra, the local people in Maru area construct a stage made of wood and display the statue of Indra with stretched arms and covered by fiber thread. This is a long old tradition being carried out since the Lichavi period. Each night of Indra Jatra, the shrines and ancient palace buildings around Kathmandu Darbar Square are aglow with oil wicks. The large image of Akash Bhairav's head is put on display in open directly facing at the temple at Indra Jatra. In the afternoon of the day before full moon, ecstatic mobs gather near Hanuman Dhoka Palace for long-awaited living goddess chariot procession to catch a glimpse of Kumari. The chariot of the Kumari, followed by two other smaller chariots carrying a representative of Ganesh and Bhairav, is taken to different parts of Old Kathmandu through the narrow alleys where people gather to watch and homage. Along with the processions, the exhibitions are also a very important part of the festival. Masks of Bhairav, the manifestation of Lord Shiva, are displayed in different parts of Kathmandu Valley throughout the celebration of 8 days. The Bhairav is the terrifying form of Lord Shiva, among which Swet Bhairav at Kathmandu Darbar Square and Akash Bhairav at Indra Jatra are the largest. Similarly, images of Indra Jatra are displayed at Maru near Darbar Square, Indra Jatra. The 10 incarnations of Vishnu are also shown in the steps of temple in Kumari house every night. Similarly, the Samay Bhaji sacred food is displayed in Kathmandu, Bhaktapur and Patan. The food contains various elements that represent luck, health, prosperity and longevity. The Samay Bhaji consists of flattened rice, puffed rice, fried black soybeans, ginger raisins, marinated meat, eggs, fruits, lentils and several other items and local Newari white wine, Aila. The elements of the Samay Bhaji are beautifully kept in display during the Indra Jatra. Hundreds of devotees come to observe the Jatra, offer the Samay Bhaji to Kumari, Lord Ganesh and Bhairav. At the end of the day, Samay Bhaji is distributed among the devotees as an auspicious blessing, food, prasad. The festival of Indra Jatra ends with the lowering of lingam, pole bearing Indra's flag amidst religious ceremonies. During Jatra, the devotees also visit various shrines holding the light of remembrance of their past member of the family. This event is called Upakuvanendu. The Nevaras offer small butter lamps in the memory of their deceased loved ones. Some sing hymns as they make the tour. The circuitous routes wind among the periphery of historic part of Kathmandu city. Indra Jatra or Yeya marks the close interlinks and harmonious relations between Vaidika, Tantric and Buddhist traditions. Yeya is also the season of open-air theatre productions. Performances depicting social themes, satire and comedy are held in dance platforms at market squares all over Kathmandu Valley on the sidelines of sacred festival. The plays known as the Bupyakha have a history going back centuries. Indra Jatra has very significant place in the history of modern Nepal. Historians say that traditional ceremony of Indra Jatra, the living goddess Kumari had put red tika blessing on Prithvinarayan Shah's forehead, thus transferring the right to rule the Shahadev dynasty.
यस भिडियोलाई लाइक कमेन्ट र सेयर गर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। फेरि फेरि यस्तै रोचक भिडियोहरू हेर्नका लागि यस च्यानललाई सब्स्क्राइब गरेर घन्टी बजाइदिनुहोला।